honest, in last week's video. Today I'm going to show you a really quick makeup routine for just to get you looking put together. It's nothing fancy, as I said, really few products, and the execution is simple. So I hope you will stick around and let's get cracking. Okay, the first thing that you want to do is even out your skin tone. I think because I'm not using foundation in this routine, I want everything to be as even as possible. And as I've said numerous times, I suffer from melasma and hyperpigmentation, and I'm not trying to cover it up. I just want my skin to look as even as possible. So the first thing that I will use is from L'Oreal Prime Lab 24-hour dullness reducer. This has got a reddish tint, and I will show you in a second. That's what it looks like. It has a reddish tint, and that will counteract the darker marks on my skin. So I like to use that anywhere where there's some darkness that I want to cover. So under the eyes, on any blemishes, and of course the melasma. So just quickly put that on and blend it out with a brush. Okay, so get that blended, and as you can see, you can still see the marks through there. They're not completely erased, but it just counteracts that darkness that you see coming through. And that's all that I need at the moment. As I said, I'm not using any foundation in this routine, any cream foundation or heavy foundation. So the next thing that I use is my concealer, which in this instance is number 7 Lift and Illuminate Triple Action. I quite like this one because it's a good color match for me, and I put a little bit on the corners of the eyes as well, and I find at this age that helps to lift the eyes, and that's what I'm working on at the moment. I really like this brush. This is from IT Cosmetics. It's a double-ended brush, and I really like it because it's 2-in-1. So I do put the concealer on my eyelids as well, and that acts as a primer. That will save you some time as well in the morning if you're going to work, don't have a lot of time. This is what I like about this routine. It's really easy and really quick. It's also very natural. So for those of you that just want to look put together, not heavily made up, you're not covering anything, your skin will still show through, and like I said, it's quite a natural look, and I quite like it for work. And I think I need a little bit more to cover this blemish. Okay, tap it across there. Okay. Right, that's that done. I will then go in with a translucent powder. In this instance, I'm using Laura Mercier in the medium deep shade. And I don't want too much of that, so I swirl it in the lid, and it's just to bring down the shine and just smooth out the surface of the skin a little bit so that my powder foundation will be able to hold on to something. I find it also helps makeup last all day. Okay, so as I said, you're not trying to cover anything. You're just trying to even it out, and I think I've done a pretty good job of that so far, and I haven't got any foundation on. My skin still shows through, it still looks like skin. I really like that. I'm then going to go in with Laura Laura Geller, I beg your pardon. Laura Geller Baked Balance and Glow Illuminating Foundation. I have got the plain foundation as well, but the color match is not that good for me. It's a bit dark. I find this a better color match. So I'll just swirl that in there, tap off a little bit, and then just swirl it all over on my skin. So as you can see, it has evened out the skin really, really well. I really like the look of that. You can still see the marks show through a little bit, so it still looks like skin, but it's not patchy or I don't have too many colors coming up on my skin, you know, with the darkness and the different shades that you get from hyperpigmentation, and some areas being too light, some areas being too dark, some areas looking spotty. All of that seems to have gone. I think it looks even, it looks like skin. I just really like this finish. Okay, so that's the base. Base is done. I will now go in with a bronzer. I'm using Gucci at the moment. I really, really like this. This is Gucci bronzer in number 5. And I like this because it really shows up on my skin. So I'll use the bronzer along my cheekbones, not too low, to the sides a little bit. And with the base that we laid down with the translucent powder and then the powder foundation, I find everything then just blends a lot easier. I've got flyaways everywhere. But yeah, so a little bit at the top here. I like that as well because again, with the melasma, it kind of evens that out. You don't know whether it's actual melasma or makeup. So that's the bronzer done. And then the trick to make it really easy is to use blusher on top of that. I'm using a blusher by Boots number 7, and this is in the shade Cranberry. Love this blusher because it shows up really, really well, but it looks very natural. It just looks like I've come in from the cold, as you can see there. And then a little bit on that side. Okay, and then the trick, why I have this such a quick routine, is I will then use the same blusher on my eyelids. Okay, just no precision, no, you know, you don't have to be careful about it, don't be precious. Put it all over your eyelids. I love the color of it, really do. Okay, the trick with it is to use a really light touch, really light, soft brush. Is that even? I think I need a bit more on this side. Even it out a bit. There you go. Okay, And then final, well, not quite final, but yeah, go back in with the bronzer. And can't remember where I got this brush, but it's just a normal blending brush. Back into your bronzer and use that to contour almost your eyelid. So you want to go in the crease, back and forth, windshield wiper motion, and bring it down a little bit to the corners. And as you can see, it's quite a homogeneous look. The eyes and the cheeks look well matched, I think. So just a bit more on that side. And into the corners a little bit, like I said. And that just gives you a lifting effect. And there you go. That's it. Done. And then finally I need to do my brows. So to do my brows, again, I'm not doing anything too fancy. I am just going over, trying to fill out the sparse areas. And I think the trick with this, to make it as easy as possible, is to keep your brows well shaped. So I go and have my brows threaded maybe every 6 weeks or so, and that just gives them definition and shape. So all I have to do is just kind of fill them in a little bit, because there are some sparse areas, and then just brush them up, and there you go. My brows are done. And finally I will go in with mascara. Two coats of mascara. You can curl your lashes if you wish. I don't normally, especially if I'm trying to be quick with the makeup look. I wouldn't curl my lashes. And this mascara I'm using is by Tarte. It's Tartelette Tubing Mascara. So I go in with 2 coats of mascara. Because I don't wear lashes, I like to do 2 coats. I find it gives my eyes, it frames my eyes really well. And also because I won't be using eyeliner for this look, I want the look to look quite natural. So there you go. And finally I will just go in with a lip balm, using the Gatineau tinted one this time. And that's the final look. I know I'm looking a little bit shiny at the moment, but it is quite warm in the bathroom. The look doesn't normally look this shiny. But again, I do quite like it because it melds the makeup together. So when I come out, there you go. I hope you like that. It's, I think, a really natural look. It's perfect for work because it's nothing too fancy. There's no shimmers, there's no eyeliner, no lashes. Your eyebrows look nice and neat, but not overarched, not too drawn on like the Instagram brows that we used to have in days of old. And not much color on the lips, just something a little bit shiny, but nothing too dramatic. And yeah, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this, and you will join me again next time. For the next video, we will be looking at a mask, a Sunday masking, pampering kind of routine. I want to try and mix up the videos between skincare and makeup. So I hope you're enjoying all of this that I'm showing, and will join me again for the next video. Thank you so much. See you soon. Bye.